covering every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon, I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for watching Arkansas Today on this Thursday afternoon. Well, tonight, 10 Democratic presidential candidates take the stage for another debate. As new polls show, the race remains consistent, with Joe Biden holding on to his lead. The big question is whether tonight's debate will shake things up. Peter Alexander reports now from Houston, Texas.
On tap tonight, a Democratic duel in the Lone Star State. Former Vice President Joe Biden, whose front-runner status has proved durable despite intensifying scrutiny, and Senator Elizabeth Warren, the progressive fighter steadily climbing in the polls. The two tonight sharing the stage for the first time, but they've squared off before, sparring in 2005 with Warren, then a consumer advocate. Biden later joking about their history after swearing in the freshman senator in 2013. The competing candidates presenting dramatically different strategies for winning the White House. Biden trying to appeal to independents and wavering Trump voters.
Think about where we are, man. It's time for us to pick our heads up. This is the United States of America. There's nothing we've been unable to do if we set our mind to it. And that's not hyperbole. It's real.
Warren looking to motivate the party's liberal base.
There is a lot at stake, and people are scared. But we can't choose a candidate we don't believe in because we're scared.
Among those competing for attention tonight, Bernie Sanders, whose policies largely line up with Warren's, and Kamala Harris, who's had her own run-ins with Biden as she tries to propel herself into the top tier. Businessman Andrew Yang aiming to put points of his own on the board.
So about the state of the race, here's where things stand right now. According to a new national poll, it shows Joe Biden remaining in first place with 24%. And just behind him, Elizabeth Warren at 18%, Bernie Sanders neck and neck at 17%. No one else among the Democrats polls in double digits. That's the latest from here in Houston. Now back to you.
Thank you. Here's where things stand right now. According to a new national poll, Joe Biden remains in first place with 24%, and just behind him, Elizabeth Warren with 18%. Bernie Sanders neck and neck with 17%, and no one else among the Democrats polling in double digits at this time. A tentative settlement has been reached in lawsuits filed against OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma. The maker of the opioid drug has reached a deal that would resolve thousands of lawsuits brought by municipal and state governments. The pending settlement means Purdue will avoid going to trial. Details of the deal, like how the money will be divvied up, are still being worked out. The settlement, if enacted, would mean Purdue will file for bankruptcy and divest from pharmaceutical holdings worldwide. New numbers reveal a trend downwards when it comes to kids committed to youth service facilities. In the fourth quarter of this year, 81 kids were committed to a youth facility in Arkansas. Last year, during that time, the total was 101. The year before, that total was 121. The director of youth services says the number can be attributed to new individualized treatment plans. In the past, he says it was more of a cookie-cutter approach. The individualized treatment plans come from a risk assessment program that is used by the court system.
I think they're doing a better job of using that tool to decide whether or not a child really needs to be committed to our custody and be behind a fence, typically in a residential setting, or whether they can receive those services in the community in a less restrictive environment.
When kids are brought into a youth services facility, they are able to meet with clinicians and education specialists for a couple of weeks. Those staff members then also do a follow-up 1 to 3 months later. The first medical marijuana dispensary is formally approved to open in the city of Fayetteville, marking the third dispensary to open in Northwest Arkansas. The Alcoholic Beverage Control gave ACANSA the green light to open their doors yesterday, but patients will still have to wait a few days to get in. The dispensary announced they will open Saturday at 10 a.m. and will be open all weekend.
Northwest Arkansas is somewhere we definitely wanted to be. They're seeing so much growth and potential here, and we wanted to be a part of that. So being home here in Fayetteville is something that we're very excited for. Just down the street from the university, and just a lot of things going on in this area of Arkansas, and it's very exciting.
There is just one other dispensary awaiting approval in Northwest Arkansas, Valentine Hollis, located in Fayetteville. The other two dispensaries, Relief Center and The Source, opened in Bentonville back in August. Well, did you feel it? An early morning earthquake in North Arkansas felt by people across several counties. The U.S. Geological Survey reports the 3.7 quake happened near Gassville in Baxter County. We had viewers in Izard County tell us they felt it. It happened around 1:45 this morning. Initial reports from the USGS classify the quake as light. A Farmington man has been arrested for allegedly lighting a dentist office on fire. According to the preliminary report, this man, 36-year-old Jimmy Morrell, admitted to a roommate he was the one who set the fire at River Dental. He now faces charges of commercial burglary and arson. Morrell told police he was upset because the dentist office denied him care because of a health concern and referred him to a medical doctor instead. According to police, he also wanted to confess another arson on his conscience, saying he was the one who lit Westwood Gardens on fire back in March of 2017. School officials announcing a racial discrimination claim against a University of Arkansas Fort Smith employee has been unproven. Former basketball player Tyler Williams and his family submitted a complaint earlier this month against head basketball coach Jim Boone. The complaint suggested the coach cut Williams from the team because of his dreadlocks. The university's chancellor sent a letter to everyone on campus saying officials did not find any substantial evidence to support that claim. Prosecuting attorney Nathan Smith says this Garfield man, Joshua Anderson, pleaded not guilty Wednesday in court to capital murder charges for the death of an almost 2-year-old. Back in September of 2018, the toddler was taken to a hospital in Springdale with multiple injuries after she was found unresponsive. She was later pronounced dead. An autopsy reported the child suffered from multiple blunt force traumas. If found guilty, Anderson could be sentenced to death or life in prison without parole. Coming up, calling all pet owners. You want your pet to have some fun in the sun? We're talking about Bayfest coming up later in the show. Plus,